in my waiting!
200 days of it!
In Azkaban!
What's going on, my geeks? I'm Kakui Otaku, and welcome to Home Base Serenity, where today we're discussing Fortnite Save the World and celebrating a couple of huge milestones on my account. So to celebrate, I thought I'd do a quick account overview video where I'd go through my weapons, a couple of traps, my collection book, and lastly my survivor squads. Not sure if this is anything that anyone wants to see or not, but I thought it was a great way to celebrate. I'm not going to go through my roster of heroes because the most important ones will be in my hero loadout and challenge videos that you'll be able to see on the channel in the coming weeks. The first milestone is actually how long I've been playing the game. If I go into my daily rewards, you'll see I've been logged in for 195 days on the day I'm recording this. No, the title is not clickbait. I actually did start playing the game over 200 days ago. I missed somewhere around 10 daily logins at the beginning when I was not sure how I felt about the game, so it was definitely 200 plus days ago. I know I could have waited 5 more days, but I'm so close to another milestone that I needed to do this now. Before we go over the other milestone, I wanted to go over some of my favorite weapons. So if I go to my schematics and navigate over to ranged weapons, you'll see what schematics I have. I won't have as many as some other content creators because I really only keep the ones I love. Everything else just goes straight into the collection book. So I'm going to quickly go through my favorite weapons and my plans for the future. First thing you'll see are my snipers, the Neon Sniper and the Obliterator. These are the best snipers in the game in my opinion. I give them to my sniper defenders because these weapons are able to shoot through walls. And since I give them to my defenders, when I evolve them up to 4 stars, I made them Obsidian. Up next is the Pain Train, which is currently my go-to water weapon. It puts out a lot of damage, and I love the little train sound it makes when you equip it and reload it. Next is my Fire Silenced Spectre. This was the second Silenced Spectre that I got. The first had the Headshot 6th perk, which is not great, so I'm glad I got one with Affliction. I did get a third with the same 6th perk, but it's not leveled up yet. Once I get some more reperk, I'm going to turn this one into a water weapon, and the unleveled one will be my nature weapon. The next weapon I'm incredibly excited to show you, my favorite weapon in the game, my Energy Wraith. Now this is actually the first weapon I've ever perked up to full legendary perks. I decided to give it the energy element so that it can be my all-purpose assault weapon, and the damage on it with those perks is just ridiculous. I also have a second Wraith that has Snare for the 6th perk that I'm going to turn into my fire weapon when I change my main Silent Spectre over to water. But the long-term goal is to eventually have one Wraith for each element. I also hope to someday have a Gravedigger as my main fire weapon, so hopefully that will happen at Halloween. Up next is my favorite shotgun in the game, the Helium Shotgun. This is a really unique shotgun that can just put out loads of insane damage. But the ammo for it is expensive since it costs bacon to craft it, so I don't use it often. The same can be said of my next weapon, the Mercury LMG. This weapon is also ridiculous because of the damage, fire rate, and mag size, but it still uses energy ammo, so I don't use it as often as I used to. Next is another fire weapon, the weapon you get from some of the higher Founders packs, the Nocturno. I love the look of this weapon, but this is probably as far as I will level it up. This weapon and another favorite of mine kind of lose their effectiveness somewhere around the middle of Canny Valley, which is sad because I do love using them, but I got over it when I realized just how good my Wraith really is. My next weapon is one I sometimes feel people sleep on. It's my second favorite SMG in the game, the Riptide. It looks like the TAC SMG for anyone who played Battle Royale before the TAC SMG was vaulted. Because of the 6th perk I got on it, I set this up to be a Mist Monster and Boss Killer, and it really did some great work for me. The bloom is a bit wide on it though, and that's why I prefer the Silent Spectre now. The bloom is so much tighter. Next up is one of only 2 explosive weapons that I use, Santa's Little Helper. I don't use launchers much because of the low durability, but it's worth it on this one. The impact and damage with this launcher is so fun to play around with. I'm definitely going to level this up, but I'm going to make it Obsidian when I do. Next, we have my former favorite weapon in the game. Known to Battle Royale players as the Scar, we have have the Siege Breaker. This weapon got me through so much of the game. I love the setup I put on it. I just really hate that the damage falls off around the middle of Canny Valley like the Nocturno. The next weapon was one of the keys to getting me through Fortnite last year, outside of friends who carried me through it, of course. The Snowball Launcher. Hands down the most effective AoE launcher in the game. And since it doesn't cost that much to craft, I would get enough materials to craft them really quickly in Fortnite. So it saved my butt plenty of times. Almost next to last, my favorite sniper to use myself, the Super Shredder. Honestly, I just love how it's basically a sniper shotgun. It's been a lot of fun to use, especially when I do hit those headshots. The penultimate weapon I'm going to show is my favorite pistol in the game, the Whisper 45. For being a pistol, the fire rate and damage output of this weapon is just ridiculous. The last weapon I'm going to show is another amazing pistol, the Founder's Revolt. The only bad thing about this weapon is that it only comes in epic rarity, and you can't make it legendary. But it's still an amazing pistol, mostly because of the 6th perk that causes bullets to chain to nearby enemies, which makes it so much fun to use. I still need to level the perks up though, so I need to work on that as soon as I can. I'm not really going to spend any time on my melee weapons, as I've already gone over the main ones I use in my Harvester Sarah loadout and challenge videos. So we'll move on to the traps. I don't really mess with the perks on my traps too much, but I do want to show a couple that I have modified. So a big key to lots of my SSD setup is the wall launcher. My friend CJ advised me to set mine up with these perks, and honestly I'm glad he did. You see how well they worked in my Twine Peaks SSD 1 video. It's just so effective. Another one that I've changed the perks on is the Cozy Campfire. With the perks like this, it reloads very quickly and heals you so effectively. Again, thanks to CJ for the setup on this. And the last trap I'm going to show, the Floor Launcher. Again, the key being the impact and knockback and the reload speed. It just makes this incredibly effective. I did also want to show a couple of things in my collection book real quick. As you can see, I've got mine leveled up to level 240, and I have all of the base game heroes in the book except for an extra Swordmaster Ken to slot in the book. I hope to get another of him at some point. I do also have all of the base level ranged weapons in the book. Yes, even the pistols. It's glitched because they moved the Bald Eagle out of the range section and into the event section, but I didn't have it when they did. And I've collected all of the base level melee weapons and traps as well. The last thing I wanted to cover are my survivor squads. The image I'm throwing up on screen here is from Storm Shield 1, showing my current survivor squads as I record this video. You'll see all mythic leads, 2 mythic survivors, and all of the rest are legendary. All of the leads are at level 40 and all of the survivors are at level 30. I just completed Twine Peaks SSD 6 with CJ and Joden, which you'll see on the channel soon, and that unlocked the last 2 survivor squad slots. I don't have them slotted in yet because filling in these 2 slots will put me up to power level 100. That's the other milestone, reaching power level 100. So I wanted to actually slot them in as part of this video. I've got them all powered up and ready to go, so I'm going to go and do that now. Now I think just slotting in the first one will put me over level 100, so we're about to see. Got this one right here that's curious, and he matches on the trap durability, so let's slot him in and see if that puts me over. There we go. Power level 100. That's a great number to see. I love seeing that. So let me go ahead and put in the final survivor and see just where that gets me on the power levels. So now you'll see that those 2 survivors actually took me up pretty much an entire level from where I was before. So if I go back to look at each squad real quick, you'll see that every single one of them now has leader match and every bonus is perfectly matched within each squad. And that's just a beautiful sight to see. So that's going to do it for this video today. I hope it wasn't too boring and that you all enjoyed it. I just wanted to do something to celebrate these 2 milestones. I might do another when I hit power level 131 or when I hit 400 days logged in, but I'm not sure yet. Quick thanks to my friends CJ and Joden who have been helping me with my SSDs and have been just a lot of fun to play with. As always, special shout outs to some of my favorite Save the World content creators, Latana, Demon Joe France, Tori X, David Dean, Aiden Harris, Rounded Tic Tac, and Gaming Mike. If you want to check out their channels, I've linked them down below in the description. Their videos have truly been key to my enjoyment of the game and my progress to this point. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay cool, geeks. Have a great day, everyone.